So this is the new school. As you see, it's a lot bigger. It has here are the preparations for the big opening. There's a artificial grass football field. And there are big buildings with thick walls, and yeah, the school is eco-neutral. So they catch the rainwater, they clean it up, and they use it for drinking. And after drinking, you have multiple ranges where it comes in. So, for example, the toilet water is cleaned and reused for the plants to give the plants water because they have a big garden where every class makes their own food for lunch. They prepare it and they make it in the garden, as you see here. There are, if I remember well, 59 different types of fruits in there. And this is a great poster I saw in the classroom. There's no elevator to success, you have to take the stairs. So you can't go to success easily, you have to work for it. This is the beginning of the grand opening, so this is Maggie speaking, and here partying and opening the classrooms. And as you see, the classrooms have thick walls, so it stays, in the winter it stays warm, in summer it stays cold in the classrooms, and you don't hear as much noises as in the other building. And as you see, Floortje was filming there as well. Group photo. And here you have the women's center. There's not only a school and a house, but Maggie has also made a women's center because she realized most of the children that come to the school but don't live with her if they come home it's not safe, and they have to work as well. So they made a women's center where women, so mothers of the children, can learn how to do things, and they can sell it, and then they make money with it, so they can buy the food, and the children, when they come home, they can study. Of course, there was a game of football, and it was on the field. It's not the best field to play on, but it's fun, and everyone was joining, or everyone was playing or cheering, and it was just mixed teams, and it was really fun to do.
So good to meet you all. It's so nice to be here. That was really emotional for us because the story of Nico and how our families met and became connected, and actually my deep connection to the Netherlands really comes from Nico, and now Jesper and Nico Jr. and Miriam. So it was emotional to see it on the screen and remember why I feel so connected to this beautiful place and city. And Jesper told that story so beautifully, so thank you. And for my part of the presentation, I just want to tell you the founder's story. Like, how did I get to Nepal, how it happened. Actually, my journey started when I was your age, and I think it will resonate with you a little bit as you come of age and think about what your next steps are and think about what you can do for our world or the community that you live in. So I'm going to share that story with you and talk about how it all began. And everyone always asks, like, what was the moment that you made this drastic decision to leave New Jersey and change the course of my life? And there was this one moment where there was a dry riverbed, kind of the size of this room, and I was walking across the dry riverbed to get from one side of the town to the other, and I just looked up and saw dozens and dozens of children breaking rocks. And they were as young as 3, and 3 years old, 5 years old, 7 years old, and I'd watch all day, every day. They would break rocks by the side of the riverbed, and they had like a metal mallet, and they'd take the big pieces of rock and crush them into gravel. And I was like, what are they doing all day? And I found out that they were selling the gravel for $1, less than €1, to work construction sites and lay roads. And it kind of was this moment that just really brought me down and brought me to my knees, and I was just like, we're done? Like, what has happened to our human family? Like, this is so beyond my control. You know, we've got 70 million orphan children, 300 million kids not enrolled in primary school worldwide. I don't know, I just felt really like it was impossible. And then I locked eyes with this one little girl named Hema, and she gave me a huge smile, and she said, "Namaste, Didi," which means, namaste means hello, and I see you. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I can't do anything about this whole big problem, but what if I could start on this riverbed? And maybe I could just start with Hema. And it was 2005, I was 19, and I was like, how could I start? And I started to research and learn Nepali and understand the community, and the best way to directly impact the life of someone is through education. And there's been loads of research done on the fact that if a child can go to 2 to 3 years worth of primary school, especially a girl, it changes the course and the trajectory of her life forever, and that it's the really true, proven way to end cycles of intense poverty and the symptoms of that. So I was like, okay, I can do that. I found out the school uniform was $3, a book bag was $5, there was an admission fee. I was like, let's start with that, let's start with Hema. One day, maybe I could walk across this riverbed and not see one single child breaking stone. Like, we can create the world that we want to live in. I was young, and I was like, let's do this. And I started with Hema. And Hema went to school. Everything about her day changed, and she was happy, and she was glowing, and she was doing what was right, and how living the life that I had lived as the best gift that I could give her. And then I realized, well, if I could do this with one kid, why not 5? Why not 10? Why not 15? And I started what was the addiction that would become the next stage of my life. And I started with the riverbed. And I've been in Nepal now for 15 years. I'm 33, and guess what? There's not one single child breaking stone on the riverbed. Felt really powerful to see it on the screen with everyone for the first time, and it felt like a happy ending, happy, joyous way.
Amazing, eh? It's the first time you saw it as well.
Yeah.
And I told her, you're gonna cry.
She's not the only one.
So yeah, it wasn't meant to, but I've had the same. You know, it was, we've been working on it for such a long time, editing it, doing everything. You know, it takes a long time to finish a project like this. When you see it here, it's just, everything comes together. It's full circle. That's how it feels.
Mm-hmm.
But it must, yeah, what's that like for you? Because you're still in the middle of, you know, everything's still running, but when you see an episode like this, it must be pretty extraordinary to see it like this.
Yeah, I had moments where I was like, oh, that's me, that's my life that I chose. And then that Anisha ended up taking a gap year, felt like a new beginning, that we stood together when that school was just a sketch and a foundation, and then we stood together as it was a completed dream. And seeing the kids so joyous, and it felt like a true celebration and a redemption of sorts. Like, oh, we're still here. And